I bet that you don't know at least half of these free plugins. And honestly, these plugins should not be free in the first place. But let me put y'all on game, let me show y'all the sauce, and get straight to it. Let's start off with the first free plugins. Which are all by Spectral Audio, who decided to cease their company operations, basically close up their company, and are now giving out all their previously paid plugins for free. The first one being this cassette tape simulation, very similar to the Waves Factory cassette tape, but obviously free now. So let's just get through some of these presets. As you can see, we got very basic cassette controls, you know, different cassette tapes, cassette settings, some different distortion types, some wow and flutter, and some noise. And these controls can all create a very extreme sound, which I don't think sounds that good. But if you utilize this in a very subtle way, it probably is the best free cassette tape there is. Next up from Spectral Audio, we got this. I don't know what this is. It's like a multi-band transient shaper thing, which has like a soft clip and limit function. I really like this New York parallel compression on this. If you use it in like a very subtle way, it can create some like nice warmth, but also like this kind of like crackling thing. Like also like this present air, like. You can also turn this to just a simple soft clipper / limiter transient shaping thing. And for the last now free plugin from Spectral Audio, we got this spacer, which I was just able to hear added some space by just turning it on, which pretty much has every single type of delay and reverb there is, and then everything goes through a chorus and just some other utility controls, whatever this is, dim size, dim mix, age. But yeah, one cool thing about this is that we even got presets for the different delays / reverbs, and we got just presets for the whole plugin, so you can really just skip through, maybe turn some modules on and off, and this will get you some pretty cool like background ambient textures if you use it right. I mean, it sounded alright. Let's just click through some of these presets and see. What is this? Hey, yo! Alright, enough of this plugin. Bro, this is still playing. What the hell? Let's move on to the next set of free plugins, which are all made by this company named Juice, and are all very simple but extremely weird, that do very specific things, to the point where I don't know and don't have any other plugins that do something even closely similar to these. But let's just go through them one by one. First, we got this frequency magnet thing, which probably the most normal one out of all of these, but it basically does what it says. It's a frequency magnet and pulls frequencies around the frequency you set right here in a certain width you set right here to that specific frequency, which I found can sound really cool when using this on a counter melody and then just setting this to the key of your sample. And then I guess what this does is soloing out that frequency you selected, which will sound good when using it just a little bit and kind of like filtering it out that way. Then down here we got this FFT size, which all those plugins have, as you can see, and this just selects the amount of like parts the frequency range gets cut into. So this is basically controlling the quality, but the higher you go, the weirder the plugin and the sound becomes. Like if you use these unstable ones, wait for it. Bro, this sounds like a horror movie. But I mean, if you record that into Edison and then just like put some more effects on there. Next up, we got this bin scrambler, which like the name says is trash. So let's move right to the next few plugins. This frequency shifter, pretty self-explanatory. These plugins create such weird sounds, man. If you really know how to use them, you can create some really unique stuff with these. Like, remember that I'm just showing y'all all these plugins on some samples for the sake of the video. But if you really make cool textures with those, use those on textures, percussion loops, or just like weird accents, I'm sure you can create some crazy stuff with these. And they free, so no reason not to try them out. This is a helicopter for some reason. This is a sinusoidal-shaped filter, which I don't know what that means. It's actually kind of fire. If you automate this, it's pretty like unique, nice filter. It honestly surprises me how these plugins can create such weird sounds with like so little controls. But let's finally move away from the weird plugins and get to something normal again. Which brings us to the next free plugin I want to show y'all, which is Verve Essentials by UAD. Now initially the plugin was only available for free until the 30th of April. And it still says that on the website. But if you dig closer and go on this FAQ site right here, you can see that it is still available until June 30th, and I'm guessing that they will probably extend this period again secretly. So get it while you can, and I'm gonna show y'all some sound examples. Also, I would strongly suggest to subscribe to the UAD newsletter to not miss the release of free plugins like this, or even making certain UAD plugins free for a limited time. For example, earlier this year, they made this free for like a month. Go subscribe to my newsletter too to get exclusive sauce, occasionally free stuff, and crazy discounts. Click the first link in the description, and let's get to the last two free plugins I want to show y'all today. This is how they look like. They both from the company Lese or Lese. No. Let's just... This first one, called Kodak, makes everything sound like you in a Discord call in a hotel room, and the hotel internet is not working whatsoever. So yeah, obviously if you use it in an extreme way like this, it is not really useful. But again, if you use this very lightly, this can get some cool results. Just don't forget to turn this to music mode. And then what I found sounds pretty good most of the time is having this frequency kind of low, then this crunch kind of low, having a bit rate, you know, not too low. Obviously, you can use this as like a filter for an intro, but where this plugin will shine is on like accents, counter melodies, to just, you know, kind of big crush them in a unique way. And as the second plugin from this company, we got Sweep, which is probably my favorite plugin of all the ones I showed y'all today. This is basically just a moving filter with a lot of peaks. Alright, that's it with this video. Hope y'all found some new free cool plugins to try out, play around with, and use. And because all of these are free, you just gotta download all of these right now and cook up with them. If y'all found at least one new plugin from this video, y'all gotta like, subscribe, and turn on notifications right now.
Relax.
With all that being said, check out my Patreon. Y'all already know the deal. I have like a series on there called Cool Things I Find, where I post plugins like the ones I showed y'all today, or just other cool stuff. And there's just so much more on Patreon as well, so definitely check that out. Thank y'all for watching, and I'm out. Nah, bro, that shit was too crazy.
I know time's been tough. I know you've been
lonely. I know things get hard for you sometimes.